What is up, everybody? What is up? You know how I like to start out my streams? Take your time, relax your mind. I definitely understand if nobody wants to watch with everything that's going on in the world today, going on in this country right now. But thought I would put a video out there. Take a second. Welcome. This is the alternate timeline, aka escapism. It's pure escapism. My name is Dennis Smith. I'm your host. And yeah, I decided to go live today and talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It is here this week. It's finally here this week. I will be going to see it with my dad, dragging him along with it. He's got Spider-Man No Way Home to watch before it comes out. My brother will be making the trip down. He's about an hour and a half up, so he'll be making it down. Him and his whole Scarlet Witch energy is making it. Yeah, the premiere. I watched a little bit of the premiere last night. The premiere was going on. The red carpet seemed fun. A lot of people dressed up. The actors and actresses looked great. Yeah, they had the premiere, and then after the premiere, a lot of people posted their spoiler-free kind of review right out of the theater, and I wanted to go over some of those here today. So that's what we're gonna do. As far as what's going on down the road, I am working on an anime video finally for my anime people out there, my anime is life folks out there, because anime is life. Trying to figure out how I want to do the anime segments here on this channel, but yeah, want to share kind of my journey, my anime journey, what I've watched, or how I started, how I got into it, what I've watched, what I am watching currently, and what's on the list to watch. Yeah, so I'll be working on a video. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it live or make a whole video and edit it and all that kind of stuff. Kind of easier to stream live, but we'll see. And then we have the Moon Knight finale watch party tonight. I'll be later on tonight, or tomorrow morning if you want to say that, at around 2:50. So when it'll drop. And the internet kind of was buzzing a little bit about the social media posts about those as well, because got a little controversy going on. People may be getting excited for nothing, but thinking about a season 2. That's what the streets are saying. Maybe a season 2. All because of social media posts of them saying season finale, series finale. And what I didn't really think anything of it until the Moon Knight social media handle had series finale, and then they changed it to what the Marvel Studios handle said, which was season finale. So they had series at first, and then they changed it to season. And I feel like they paid attention to the wording right there. Something with the wording makes me feel like maybe people have a right to be excited about a season 2, possibly. But we'll talk about that later on in the watch party stream, before we start watching. Um, yeah. Thank you for coming in today with me, and yeah, excited for this Doctor Strange movie. Seeing some of the reviews, there are some mixed. It's some mixed ones. It's a mixed one. A lot of positive. A lot of positive, but it seems to be about what style you like. If you like Sam Raimi's style, then you're gonna enjoy the movie. If you don't, maybe not. And if you're used to like the MCU formula and kind of how they make their movies, you may have some issues with it. We'll see. I don't know too much of Sam Raimi's work. I've heard good things about him. The old Spider-Man movies, but it seems like this could be like kind of a standoff. Not a standoff, but it'll stand out as a different MCU movie. And nevertheless, still very excited to watch it and see what everybody's talking about. As far as the stream goes, I definitely understand a lot of people. I definitely understand if nobody's wants to watch today, or maybe wants to come back to this stream a different day with everything going on in this country, in the world right now. I'm not going to touch on it too much, but it's disappointing, very disappointing, and almost feels pretty inhumane. But I thought about not streaming today, but I am. This is escapism. It's kind of what this channel is about. For those who don't know, the definition of escapism: the tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, especially by seeking entertainment and or engaging in fantasy. And that's kind of what we're here for. If I can take up 10, 15, 30, 45 minutes of your time and just kind of escape to another place for a little bit, that's kind of cool with me. But I definitely understand this could be, a tough day for a lot of people. And my heart goes out to everybody that is or would be affected by this in the future. But don't want to talk too much about it right now. And going to just dive in to these reviews. I'm gonna start off with some negatives. I'm gonna start negative first and then hype our way up to the positives. Let's do that. Yeah. So let's go over. Let's see what we got here. Some of the things that have come out. Here's a negative real quick. Sadly, it's from the Rocha says on Twitter. Sadly, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is a disappointing entry into the MCU. What I feared about Sam Raimi directing this movie came true. He brought his stuck in the past 1990s approach to the 2022 film, and it's irritatingly out of step with what the Marvel Universe has created. He brings the worst of 1970s schlock horror here, complete with cheesy dialogue, implausible storylines, and betrays the Marvel characters within this movie. There will be those Sam Raimi fans who will defend it and use the tired old excuse that we just don't get it. But yeah, he goes on to not love the movie, right? And that's kind of what I've been getting from a lot of these reviews, that if you like Sam Raimi, you're going to enjoy the movie. However, if you don't like Sam Raimi, you might not like this movie as much as you could have. That's why let me do this other bad review. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was a disappointing entry in the MCU for me. Sam Raimi's love of horror and imaginative camera work are present, but they often clash with Marvel's secure style. Lots of underwhelming writing decisions are likely going to divide the fandom. It's another interesting one, right? And that is from Matt Naglia. The next best picture is his handle. He said, I will just add that despite my misgivings with the story, Elizabeth Olsen really gives it her all as Wanda Maximoff / Scarlet Witch and delivers a beautiful performance alongside her excellent work in WandaVision. Yeah, that's another one. Let's see. I'm about to get into some of the positives, some of the people that just enjoyed the movie. This is from Optical Cinema on Twitter. Multiverse of Madness was so much fun, in all caps. Not only that, it's easily the darkest and most brutal MCU film to date. Elizabeth Olsen steals the show, easily making her one of the best characters in this film. The number one spot, although, goes to Socio Gomez, who is America Chavez. And I've seen a lot of that in these reviews, that Socio Gomez does her thing and that she's low-key like an MVP in this movie. That's interesting. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. That's awesome to hear that, you know, she seems to have a bright future in the MCU. He goes on to say she absolutely nailed it. I'm super stoked to see what's to come next for her. Benedict Cumberbatch does his thing as always, playing the best iteration of Stranges yet. I wouldn't go in expecting a perfect film, but it's a damn good one. There's a chance some fans may be disappointed at certain aspects, but that comes with any movie. All in all, the film was very enjoyable, and I look forward to pushing out some content about it. Oh, cool. James Viscardi on Twitter said, felt like a comic book come to life on a big screen. Every scene change felt like a page turn with a big splash page moment scattered throughout. Raimi delivers. Olsen is clear MVP, and man oh man, what a score by Danny Elfman. Also been seeing that, like Danny Elfman did his thing with the score. A lot of the horror elements seem to be amplified by the music, and that's cool to hear. It says, he goes on to say, the movie has its issues. Pacing is a big one, and some moments feel a bit unearned. This is very much a Doctor Strange movie and not a mega Avengers epic that I think some fans were expecting. So that's another one that you have to temper the expectations a little bit of having it be this very multiversal cameo thing. It is a Doctor Strange movie. I've also heard the thing with pacing, and that it just, as soon as the movie starts, it just goes, because it's 2 hours. So it just goes and it doesn't really stop. So I could definitely understand why somebody would say that, you know, some things didn't feel earned. But yeah, that seems to be one of the big things right there. Let's see, this is Warren Thompson from Cosmic Wonder. He does pretty good work over on his channel. Sam Raimi nailed the horror vibe, nailed it. There were truly some gruesome parts and creepy as hell parts. Marvel just took it up a notch with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So he is definitely a fan of the film. Eric Voss from New Rockstars, who also does some pretty good work And he says Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Madness is vicious, capital letters on the vicious. The violent delights have violent ends, and it's a real thrill to watch Sam Raimi horror fester. The most I've ever covered my mouth and gasped, oh during an MCU film. Cool. What else? This is from, there's all these people were at the premiere. But yeah, this is from Caboose EK on Twitter. Potentially just witnessed the most insane second act for any Marvel movie. Multiverse of Madness is a visually mind-bending, visceral, flat-out thrilling movie. Dare I say it's maybe the MCU's most violent movie or violent film. Happy to report as well this has Raimi's footprints all over it. 9 out of 10. Cool. Visually stunning. Seeing a lot of that too. And that's nice to see. Definitely just gonna kick back, and when I'm in there, kick back and just take it all in, right? That's the best way to do it. Just out of the premiere, this is Charles Murphy. He's an inside scooper. A lot of people know him. Just out of the premiere, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. What an absolutely spectacular ride. A Raimi film through and through, from the way it was shot to the horror to the comedy. He's on top of his game here. This will be atop the list of the best films. If you're a comic book reader, there's a 15 to 20-ish segment of this film that just delivers blow after blow after blow in terms of references and hints. Just staggering how fast it all comes and how much there is. This film is huge in that regard. And he goes on to say Sam Raimi has now made the two best comic book sequels ever. High praise for Sam Raimi. Obviously, fan of Sam Raimi here. Very excited for the 15 to 20-ish minute segment. That just goes straight crazy with the references. That's interesting. It seems like Marvel just let Sam Raimi just do whatever he wanted on this. Multiverse of Madness keeps Strange at the center of its story, but Olsen Scarlet Witch is the heart and soul. Sam Raimi's footprint is all over this film, as it exudes his style from start to finish. There is a lot at play, but it may not be the madness some are expecting. So there is a lot at play, but it may not be the madness some are expecting. So yeah, that's also kind of telling me that not to expect that many cameos. Other than some of the things that we know and have leaked out. It's gonna focus. It's a Doctor Strange movie. It's gonna focus on Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch and America Chavez. And he's got more to say. The film takes its time to find its focus and stride, but once it does, the integration of various genres will have Raimi fans on cloud 9. There is a lot to love, and the visuals are top notch. I'm not entirely sure the story comes together as a whole, uneven at points. So yeah, that to me just tells me that it moves fast, and it maybe leaves some to be desired because it goes so fast. Here we got at DJ Kevlar on Twitter. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is absolutely nuts, absolutely mad, you might say. Hardcore fans are going to bug, casual fans are going to go WTF. Am I watching? WTF, am I watching? But don't know if anyone will deny it's Sam Raimi to the max, and Elizabeth Olsen owns it from start to finish. A lot of Olsen love here, a lot of Olsen love here, and my brother's gonna be hype about that. My brother will be excited about that. POC culture. Just walked out of Doctor Strange world premiere, guys. It's one of the most intensely epic superhero films ever. Sam Raimi has brought glorious horror to the MCU. It's simply incredible. I can't praise Elizabeth Olsen's performance enough, but for now, all I'll say is that she truly delivered, and the audience was cheering for Wanda constantly. Wow. High praise for Wanda. He also said the spoilers don't mean anything. The story is so satisfying regardless. The film perfectly balances the drama, humor, and emotion. What an incredible experience. Thanks for the invite, Disney. We'll go over a couple more. This is at Jack Kennedy on Twitter. Here is one thing I can say about Multiverse of Madness. It is, above all else, a Sam Raimi movie. His touch permeates every cell of the movie's being. So you like his stuff, then you will love the movie. To be clear, this is a compliment. Yeah, I guess if you like Sam Raimi, man, you're gonna like the movie a lot. What else? This is from Mary Mars on Twitter. Absolutely in love with what I just saw. Sam Raimi is truly all over it, and the horror elements are something special. But it's so fast as brutal and fun. Did not feel like anything I've watched in the MCU before. Cumberbatch and Olsen are goats. I didn't say the goat emoji. Are goats. They are goated. I was like, are what? What else? From Nicholas Spake on Twitter. When I heard Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was the MCU's first horror movie, I had my doubts, even with Sam Raimi at the helm. But damn, much like Drag Me to Hell, this is a horror movie that just barely gets away with the PG-13 rating. That's cool. Definitely looking forward to I'm telling you, man, looking forward to the horror elements in this movie. Also, the horror elements that's going to be happening in the MCU. It seems like they're leaning that way, even with Moon Knight. And we know Blade is coming. Werewolf by Night's coming. Like, we got some really like supernatural horror stuff going on in the MCU that I'm looking forward to a lot. Let's see, this is that actually Aaron on Twitter. Multiverse of Madness, OMG. Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange is the best Marvel movie since Endgame. Okay. And things have come out since Endgame. Spider-Man No Way Home. Shang-Chi, Black Widow. Cool. Eternals. Start to finish, it's insane in all the best ways. So many surprises. So much to geek out about. Stay through the credits. Absolutely incredible. Nice. Stay through those credits. I'm hearing there's 2 post-credit scenes. Definitely got to make sure to watch those. This is Surge on Twitter. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is weird AF and incredibly heartbreaking. Moments of delight and craziness. It's Sam Raimi at his fullest. This bizarre tale is an adventure taking you any and everywhere. Olsen and Benedict are superb. So we got a lot of positivity. Let me just scroll through. Yeah, this guy is talking about Start Elizabeth Olsen's Oscar campaign after this. Jeez. Sheesh. Christopher Campbell on Twitter said Doctor Strange 2 is probably the first MCU movie I wouldn't take the kids to. It's a legit horror movie. Wow. And he goes on to say, but not as much of a horror show as our government is right now. Damn. God damn. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is the weirdest, grossest Marvel movie yet. It's wildly disjointed, partially on purpose, so it doesn't always work, but the horror and especially Wanda work incredibly well. Plus, wow, what huge surprises. That is from German Lussier on Twitter. What? Oh. Did like to hear this. Beside the Illuminati cameos, there's a few more surprises that wasn't really leaked for Doctor Strange yet. Stay frosty from Caleb Williams on Twitter. Oh, here's somebody that didn't love it from Great Catsby on Twitter, Brandon Katz. I didn't love Multiverse of Madness. There's interesting thematic ideas, moral superiority, isolation, but they're undone by a mad sprint from one set piece to the other and muddled character arcs. Could have used a bit more actual multiverse exploration. Still, Wong is the MVP as the first one. Wong is the MVP, 6.5 out of 10. I saw somewhere that Wong wanted to make his own. He wanted to do his own Disney Plus show where he's mentoring Ned from Spider-Man. And I'm all here for that. I actually walked out of Spider-Man No Way Home saying, man, Ned needs his own thing. And if it was him and Wong on a Disney Plus show, just kind of figuring out sorcery, that'd be nice. I'd like that. I'd tune in for that. But yeah, this is interesting as well. Like, again, it just seems like it's, well, the way I looked at it anyways was that they had everything set up. Doctor Strange set it up, WandaVision set it up, Spider-Man No Way Home set it up, What If the series set it up. So there doesn't really need to be that much more character arc. I think that's what Disney's battling. Like, they're doing the character arcs for the shows. They're saving those for the shows. Like, everything is so character driven in the shows that when I think what Kevin Feige wants is when these movies come out, he just wants it to be straight green light from the get go. I think that's what he's trying to do. Some people may not like that. It could, you never know how these people prepare for this movie, right? Like, this person may not have like watched these movies up into that movie, which would be weird. I'm sure people did that, but you know, if you still wanted more character development and character stuff, you know, after the shows, I don't know. I just feel like I'm ready for it to just go. As soon as the movie starts, just go. And I'm looking forward to that. Another thing I've been seeing is, you know, the whole could have used a bit more actual multiverse exploration. So, you know, Multiverse of Madness, it seems like it doesn't jump through so much multiverse as we thought. We know that they took some things out of this movie. I'm hoping there's like a director's cut or some kind of cut out there where they show everything that they were trying to do for this movie. Because it seems like it was supposed to be like a way bigger movie as far as scope of the MCU than what it is, which is interesting. I'm very okay with it being the Doctor Strange, Wanda, um, and Chavez movie that just kind of does the multiverse thing a little bit, but I it would be nice to see just like a super, you know, multiversal exploration with all kinds of cameos. You know what I thought Marvel was going to do? You know, y'all know the whole Mephisto confirmed thing. I thought Marvel for sure was going to give us like 2 seconds of Mephisto in a realm, like just like the trailer, one of the latest trailers with the Living Tribunals, how they show they're going through a multiverse and you see the Living Tribunals. I thought they was gonna do something like that, but like with Mephisto, like say they go through one of the portals and they're for 2 seconds are in this like hell dimension or hell realm, and we get like a glimpse of Mephisto just sitting there for like 2 seconds, and as they move from that to a different universe, just to like tease the fans and be like, oh my god, Mephisto finally. But it doesn't seem like it's gonna be too much multiversal exploration as we all thought. But yeah, I just, you know, again, it seems like they're saving just even more of it for Secret Wars, which should be like the end all movie to where everything is leading up to. It seems like they're saving a lot for like Secret Wars. So we'll just have to continue to watch and see. I think the big thing for me personally is just like not knowing what is going on anywhere. So like I kind of see MCU, I break it into, because you have the multiverse scale, you have the cosmic scale, and then you have like the people on the ground. So like right now we don't know what's going on the ground very much, other than like some of the shows we've gotten, but they don't really cross over with each other. Like Hawkeye didn't cross over with Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they were both in New York, right? Or they both ended up in New York at least. You know, there was no crossover there. Like there was no mention of it. There was no, you know, crossover with Loki and WandaVision yet, or What If in WandaVision, or anything like that. There hasn't been any, even Moon Knight. Like there's no like MCU references or anything. So we don't know what people are up to, other than the movies. Like what is Sam Wilson Captain America doing right now? Like if he's the leader of this new Avengers, my thing is, why wasn't he shown in Shang-Chi at the end in that post credit? It seems like freaking Wong is like the leader of the Avengers right now. He's the one that had Captain Marvel and a Bruce Banner, you know, on speed dial basically. But like it would have been nice to have Sam Wilson kind of be there for that too, right? If he's that guy, depending on the order of when these things happen. But like, you know, we just don't know what's happening on the ground. Like what's like, people are just, it seems scattered. We don't know too much of what's going on in the cosmic part of the MCU. Like what's Captain Marvel up to? What's she doing? We'll know more with the Thor movie and the Guardians of the Galaxy being in that movie. We'll know more. And then multiversal, like we know Kang is coming. We'll see after this movie like where things end up and what's to come. But it just feels like we don't know. Feels like things are scattered, right? Like even we do. I mean, we know Blade is putting together a team. Everything feels fresh though. Like there's no like structure to any kind of teams being formed or anything like that. It's just kind of like one-offs here and there, one-offs here and there. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see where the Multiverse of Madness leads us off. I'm going to do a few more before I head up out of here and enjoy my night. Probably get me a smoothie and rest a little bit before the watch party tonight. But let's just go over a couple more. Eric Davis on Twitter. By far the creepiest, gnarliest, zaniest, most haunting and terrifying Marvel movie, Multiverse of Madness. Definitely brings the Sam Raimi horror vibes, and I love that about it. Danny Elfman's music is a perfect fit for the film's odd, mysterious tone, and Elizabeth Olsen is MVP in my opinion. This Doctor Strange film also has a very high pizza score, probably the highest of any MCU movie to date. Solid pizza moments in this picture. Okay. I most enjoyed how ambitious Doctor Strange is, how it swings for the fences, and how it's lighter on humor and leans more into the evil of it all. That's where Sam Raimi really has fun. Ultimately, a film about being pulled towards darkness and the fight to keep it from engulfing us. Right. The Illuminati on Twitter, also big time scoopers. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness jam packs a lot in for 2 hours, but does it cohesively. The film addresses the conclusion of WandaVision, but could have used a little more time to see Wanda's descent into darkness. Sam Raimi's horror fingerprints are all over the third act. Damn, so second and third act seem like it's gonna be pretty strong. If it's going to be like what he says, I do agree. Like seeing Wanda just continue to turn more and more dark would be cool to see. Yeah, because that is one of the things I'm seeing. She kind of just boom, like she's dark, like she's joined the dark side, like just like that. Said, by the way, there's a cinematic theme that plays in the score that gave me chills. 90s fans can't wait for you guys to hear it. Interesting. Definitely gotta pay attention to the score. Definitely. Yeah. First critic reactions, Multiverse of Madness, are largely positive, with many praising the movie's ambitious storytelling, actor performances, and horror elements, yet some criticizing its pace. Yeah, the pacing, like it seems like it moves fast. Like I saw that it just doesn't give you time to breathe. And some of the sets, like they just jump set to set, which again I'm very okay with. I'm ready for it to just go. I'm ready for it to go. I do wish, however, like it could have been a longer movie. I don't know why it is only 2 hours. It could have definitely gotten away with 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2 hours and 40 minutes for this movie. It felt like it should have been that long. I think they were aiming at that at first. And them taking things out definitely had to be a part of why the film was just shorter, which we'll see how that ends up. But again, like I said, I want another director's cut or something. I want like the full film. I want the full cameo, everything. Imagine how crazy that'd be. Like if they released that on like for the digital versions of it, they released like the full what they were visioning at first. That'd be wild. But I would probably give up a lot of stuff too of what they want to do in the future. Sam Raimi movie through and through. Out of body comic book movie experience. Multiverse of Madness is the most Sam Raimi film outside of his horror films. It's crazy, creepy, fun, and lots of Easter eggs for Marvel and Raimi fans. I did wish it was longer. That's by John Nugent. Wow, look at this one. Multiverse. This is from Jonathan Burns. on Twitter. Multiverse of Madness is flat out better than No Way Home. If only for its sheer creativity and originality. It's creepy, it's cool, and at no point did I sense studio meddling. This is 100% a Sam Raimi movie, and I'm here for it. I'm telling you, the Sam Raimi fans are hype. Hype. This one was an interesting here. This is an interesting one here from Gabriel Carvalho. Not going to spoil anything, but make sure you watch the 7th episode of the season 6 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the first episode of What If, the whole Loki series, Deadpool 2, the entire final season of X-Men, the animated series, and unbelievably Inhumans. Wow. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though? What could they possibly be talking about with that? The other ones make sense to me, knowing what I know. You know, What If, Loki series, obviously. Deadpool 2. X-Men animated series, yup. But that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Just saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and wow, this movie is everything Marvel fans could want. You may think you know what to expect, but this movie still has a lot of surprises up its mystical sleeve. That's from thelaughingplace.com. That's good to hear. Glad to hear that. We don't know how much that person knew going into it, but glad to hear that. Multiverse of Madness is a Sam Raimi movie first and a MCU movie second. The visuals are impressive. The score from Danny Elfman elevated the action scenes, and Raimi delivered on the horror elements. Olsen and Cumberbatch are excellent in this. The script is the only issue. The script. That's something I'm gonna have to pay attention to when I watch. The script, the only issue. That's interesting. Wonder what they mean by that. Again, this is all opinionated. It's all opinions. Ultimately, go and see the movie for yourself. Judge it for yourself. I think right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it started out as an 84%. And I think it dropped to like an 81 the last time I checked. But yeah, it's around there in the... It seems like it's going to be a little divisive here and there. Really enjoyed the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Unmistakably a Sam Raimi movie within the MCU. Saved a couple surprise cameos that surprised me. Yeah. Very excited. Nothing's gonna hinder my excitement for this movie. Don't care what the reviews say. I'm ready for this multiversal ride. Ready to see Doctor Strange do his thing. I did see in one review, I forget where it was, but I saw somebody said that it was very cool seeing Doctor Strange like be as powerful as he was. You know, he's kind of like, he's been learning some things. You know, he's able to use his powers in more creative ways. So I'm very looking forward to seeing that. Also, Wanda obviously been studying the Darkhold, so her powers are gonna be out there too. It's from Andrew on Twitter. So I just got out of watching Multiverse of Madness. Holy sh! In capital letters. People are gonna lose their minds. Every fan base is gonna erupt. Doctor Strange was a fun ride and loved how they let Sam Raimi do whatever the hell he wanted. Social Gomez is a star and it should have been called the Scarlet Witch in the Multiverse of Madness. Also, Marvel needs to up their wig budget. Rachel's wig wasn't it. Damn. Damn. Wow. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is the wildest Marvel movie yet. It is crazy good and it's gruesome. It's gruesome. Like the gruesome. Let's do that. Somebody said it was probably their new favorite MCU movie. It was the most fun a movie has been in quite a while. And Raimi's style shines throughout with some uses of the camera and editing I have never seen before. Surprisingly small and contained story in a good way. This is not an Avengers level movie. It is a tight and well paced story about Strange and Wanda. So that is the one right there. Like, keep that in mind. This is Doctor Strange and Wanda Maximoff, not an Avengers movie where we're going to be seeing all these things. It's a tight story. I think it once was going to be that. That's what every scooper out there was trying to say in the beginning when they were in the process of making this movie, that they were really gonna go big with the cameos, and they cut some things out. In Feige we trust. We'll see what kind of plan he has, but yeah, that's where your expectations should be. Strange and Wanda in a small and contained story. I like that. In a small contained story, even though it's like madness and the visuals are crazy, the story from what I'm gathering is simple to follow. I'm very okay with that. Again, I'm gonna sit back and relax and watch this movie and just take it all in. Same person's name is Jack McBrien. This movie is action packed with incredibly creative uses of magic throughout. Strange's character arc throughout his past few movies is expanded upon expertly. Some really fantastic horror elements. Yeah, that's about all I got right now. Doctor Strange throws a lot at the wall. There's another kind of iffy one. Like, Doctor Strange throws a lot at the wall. Some sticks, surprisingly simple narrative. Some falls flat, mostly with CGI. I don't care with having some CGI things going left, but it is, however you feel about CGI and noticing little CGI things in the movie not being perfect, it doesn't really mess things up for me personally. Some people might have a different opinion on that this is Marvel and they should never mess up or stuff like that, but it doesn't really bother me, the CGI stuff. It's fake. Like, at the end of the day, like, it is a fantasy movie. It's gonna be some CGI stuff in there. Olsen crushes, but Gomez is my rock star. Cumberbatch really feels like the anchor of the MCU throughout. Not perfect, but worthwhile experience. From Big Screen Leaves, Multiverse of Madness is a fever dream action-packed movie only Sam Raimi could do. It takes the usual MCU formula, adds in the multiverse, a few cameos, then cranks it up to 100. I loved. Whew, bless me. Excuse me. Thank you. Few cameos and cranks it up to 100. I loved every second. Socio Gomez was a standout within a star-studded cast. So that's, again, like, happy for her to be standing out and looking awesome. And Grace Randolph, who's also a big time scooper, she gets a lot of inside scoops from Marvel, things that are going on in the movie industry. Peep's gonna be heavily divided on this one, and then she's gonna do her review. But that was her little thing. And then I got four more. Multiverse of Madness is the most unbelievable Marvel movie ever made. All gas, no brakes, with every scene more shocking than the last. Marvel Studios shows they are not afraid to push every limit imaginable. That's from the Fist of Feige on Twitter. From Russ Milheim on Twitter. Multiverse of Madness is messy and unrefined at times. However, it's also a fun and dark ride. There are things in this movie that I genuinely can't believe are real in the best possible way. Socio Gomez is good in her MCU debut, but I wish America had a more dynamic role. Okay. From Julia Delbel on Twitter, there's a lot to like about Multiverse of Madness. Doctor Strange has a great arc. Socio Gomez kills it as America Chavez, and Christine Palmer is utilized better than in the first. But as for the elements I was most anticipating and most nervous about, Wanda, well, ... And I guess I don't know what she means by that. I guess her GIF is like, we'll see. Things get out of hand as the movie goes on, but overall non-stop magical thriller. Elizabeth Olsen continues her dominance in the MCU, and Socio Gomez shines in her debut. You get 110% of Sam Raimi. That comes with the good and the bad, but the good is as good as it gets. So yeah, those are reviews, man. Those are a lot of the reviews that I came across last night as people were rolling out of the premiere. Again, go and see it for yourself, judge it for yourself. Should be a wild ride, should be nonstop from the go. Expect Doctor Strange and Wanda and America Chavez to go through some multiversal things, but don't expect it to be an Avengers type movie where it's going to be super crazy, all out cameos, everything happening at once kind of movie, right? But definitely looking forward to the visuals and seeing what they do with Doctor Strange and the Illuminati and Wanda, and where things leave off. I think that's the big one. Like, where things leave off, where are we going from here? What's the multiverse going to look like? Where does it leave Doctor Strange? What's America Chavez going to be doing going forward? Is she going to be part of the Young Avengers team they're building in the background? What's Wanda's next thing? Because I think if you're Marvel, you want to continue to use Wanda like she's here to stay, right? So what's her next thing? But yeah, those are the reviews. Going to go see it Thursday. Very excited still. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. Again, we have a watch party tonight. Gonna be watching Moon Knight season finale. Hopefully there's a season 2 where it's a little bit more Moon Knights, doing Moon Knight things, beating up bad guys, beating up the baddies. But yeah, catch the watch party tonight. Like I said, I'm gonna go chill, give me a smoothie, nap later, maybe read some comics or maybe watch some anime. But thanks for joining me. Hit that like button, super smash that like button. Don't hit it, super smash it, super smash that like button. The gaming's coming soon. Gonna be doing some gaming. Gaming's coming soon. Anime stuff coming soon. Stay tuned. Super smash that like button. Subscribe. See you.